Hello, students. Welcome to the discussion on Daily Nugget 16. The theme is politics and law, and I'm sure you must have attempted the test before listening to this analysis. Let us see. This was the passage. If you want to have a quick look at the passage, then you can stop the video and do so. All right, so these are the key elements of the passage. Let me tell you what the passage is about. At some point, the cases that were being filed under the infamous Section 124A of the Indian Penal Code, more popularly known as sedition cases, began their rapid descent into the realm of farcical. So the first line paragraph is about author has introduced the sedition cases, his views on sedition cases, and he has called that they have fallen into a rapid descent, and author has called them farcical. Farcical means jocular. So this is author's opinion on these sedition cases. Then the second paragraph, author has given the example. Take one famous recent case. So this is just an example. You could have read it very quickly because these words, take one of the famous recent cases, itself tells that it is an example. You could have read it quickly. You could have saved time. Similarly, in the third paragraph, some other recent cases include. Quickly look, there is no opinion of the author. This is just an example. Again, maybe one or two example of what? Of the opinion that he has given earlier. So always example will be of the author's opinion. So he has given the opinion in the first paragraph, supported it with the examples in paragraph number 2 and 3. Let us look at the next paragraph. One of the terms most thrown about whenever sedition is mentioned is that it is colonial legacy, a nod to its pre-independence history. However, one should not forget that its misuse has sharply spiked in the last few years. According to data from the Home Ministry, the number of cases registered under this. Okay, now so this particular paragraph just tells us the fact about the sedition, sort of background of sedition, that whenever sedition comes, we talk about colonial legacy, and then author is given data to support his point that the basic point is that sedition cases are on rise, and we are perhaps making joke out of the sedition cases, and this data tells that. So he has in the paragraph number 2 and 3, he has used example. In paragraph number 4, he has used data to tell his point, to support his point. Then next, that was not to say that it was just the BJP governments that merrily played the fiddle. Kerala, for instance, is around 41. So here again, he has given one opinion that it is not just BJP who is playing around the sedition law, but others are also doing it. And in the last paragraph, he has given a very strong opinion on what should be done. So judgment of the author, things in yellow, and these are very evident. What is the content of the passage is sedition law, and what is author's judgment on that? Author is saying that it has been misused by governments, and it is time to consider its validity, maybe legality. So that is what author is trying to say about this sedition law. Let us look at the question. The first question is, the author of the passage is most likely to agree with which of the following? A, sedition as a law has colonial legacy, and it has always been used by governments to silence its critic. Now, this is the view that author has said that many people, whenever there is an argument about sedition, many people give this view, most thrown about. Most thrown about whenever sedition is mentioned, one of the terms. All right. So this is something which is not author's view. This is what he is saying, is that whenever an argument comes about sedition, this is one of the most commonly thrown argument, that it has colonial legacy. That is part number one. So this is not the author's opinion. And the second is it has always been used. So always is a bit rotten. So there are two problems here. Of course, the bigger problem is this is not author's view, and then it is also rotten word in it. So this cannot be the answer. B, the number of instances of the misuse of sedition law has increased over the period of time. This certainly is what he will agree to. He has clearly said that it has increased over the period of time. Given this through examples also, and has mentioned in last few years. Kerala is the only state which has played fiddle in the terms of misusing the sedition law. Absolutely wrong, because of the word only. So even this cannot be the answer. So answer is option number B alone. What is the author trying to convey in the first paragraph? So in the first paragraph, author has said that there is a rapid descent into the realm of the farcical. Farcical means jocular. Let us see. The number of cases filed under sedition law has seen a rapid descent into the realm of being called farcical. The number of cases has seen rapid descent. This is completely opposite of what is author is trying to convey. The author is saying that the quality of cases has gone down. And any case is now coming under the sedition law. He has not said the number has gone down. This is opposite to what he is saying. So this cannot be the answer. The type of cases filed under sedition law are out of ordinary to an extent of being called absurd. This is what he is trying to say. This is the type of cases he has given in a paragraph number 2 and 3. They are more of a joke. That's what they are more of an absurd thing, ridiculous thing. That's why he has given those examples. So the type of cases, the problem is with the type of cases and not the number of cases. So type of cases is anything is now coming under sedition law. That is what he has tried to convey in the first paragraph. See, section 124A of Indian Penal Code is quite infamous because of its colonial legacy. This is something that he's not trying to convey in the first paragraph. So answer is option number B. Next, the purpose of the example given in the second and third para is, so why has he given this example? Right, to highlight how authorities are misusing the law of sedition. Of course, he has given this as an example to tell that the type of cases has fallen down. So let us see, to highlight how the authorities are misusing the law of sedition. Of course, very, very appropriate. Authorities are misusing. That's the entire purpose of the passage, to highlight how sedition as a law has lost its relevance. We cannot say this. This is very extreme that it has lost its relevance. Rotten option. C, to highlight how farcical people of India are. Farcical means very jocular, out of scope. To highlight some of the recent cases of sedition. Yes, this also looks a very good option, to highlight some of the recent cases of sedition. But if you look at the overall theme of the passage, what he is trying to convey is that the government is misusing it. And these two are the examples of that. Paragraph number 2, right? Then paragraph number 3 also, in which people were arrested for celebrating Pakistan's victory, or a woman was booked for having lunch on a tablecloth. So these are just the example that how this law has been misused by the authorities, and that is why answer is option number A. Question 4, why has author mentioned Kerala in the passage? Now, Kerala is used as an example to show that it is not the BJP government alone who is doing it. Look at this. That was not to say that it was just BJP government that merrily played this fiddle. Kerala, for instance, this fiddle means the misuse of sedition. Kerala, for instance, so Kerala is just used as an example to tell that it is not the BJP government alone, but also other government who are doing this. And that is why answer is option number B. Let us look at A. To show that there are 41 sedition cases pending in Kerala. Now, this is a trap, what we call as true but irrelevant. Yes, this is true as per the passage, but author has not written this particular line to tell us how many cases are there in Kerala. He has written the example to tell that it is not BJP alone who is doing this. There are other parties also who are doing it. So this is true but irrelevant. Even C is true but irrelevant. Yes, of course, as per the line, there looks like there is some overlap between sedition and Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. There is some overlap, but that is not the purpose of mentioning the Kerala example. The purpose is to tell that every government is doing that, or not only BJP government is doing that. To show that Kerala as a state is misusing the law. Again, true but irrelevant. The Kerala as a state is misusing the law. Definitely we can infer, but again, look at the question. Why he has used Kerala in the passage? He has used it as an example. So all the three options, A, C, D, are true but irrelevant. B is the right answer. We can say that as per the passage, A, C, D, all are true, but look at the question and B is answering the question. The author of the passage believes that sedition as a law should be abolished. Sedition as a law should not be present in the rule book. Let us read the last paragraph because this is where it is given. In most of these cases, the problem is not really the existence of the law in the rule book. Okay. So he's saying that the problem is not that the law exists in the rule book. The problem is the misuse. So this cannot be the answer. The problem is its indiscriminate use, almost as a political tool to silence critics and enemies of the ruling party. However, with governments willing to stretch the law to assert their dominance, the law has to be shelved, if not bundled away for good. So he is saying the law should be shelved, law should be reconsidered. If you are not bundling it away, if you are not doing away with it, so at least shelve it. So we cannot say that sedition as a law should be abolished. He is not saying that abolish it. He is saying that if not abolishing it, then at least do this, right? So debatable. Answer is option number D. That is it for this particular passage. Thank you very much.